Y'all ain't noticed since Pooh Shiesty been home, ain't been no 1017 repping. It ain't been no shouting out Gucci Man and I'm 1017 this and Gucci Man this and Gucci Man that. Ain't none of that.
Pooh Shiesty, the face of Memphis rap who pulled in millions of streams and helped revive 1017 Records, just dropped a statement that shook the whole industry to its core. This wasn't a casual comment or a throwaway line. This was loaded, intentional, and aimed straight at the heart of the rap game. After spending years locked up, he stepped back into the free world expecting support, respect, and loyalty from the label that once promised him everything. Instead, according to him, there was nothing waiting on the other side. And right at the center of this storm stands Gucci Mane himself. This isn't just business paperwork or label politics. This is family tension, loss, disrespect, and serious money being left on the table. And make no mistake, Memphis don't do quiet endings. If you think this situation is gonna fade out without noise, then you clearly don't understand how things move in that city. This energy feels like it's building towards something way bigger. Stay locked in until the end, because what's about to come out explains exactly why this could spiral into one of the wildest fallouts hip-hop has seen in years. To understand how it reached this point, you gotta understand who Pooh Shiesty really was to 1017 Records back in 2020. He wasn't just another artist on the roster. He was the next one up, the future of the label. His breakout record, Back in Blood with Lil Durk, took over the culture, stacking massive streams and turning Pooh Shiesty into a certified name almost overnight. Memphis grit, raw street talk, no polish, fans everywhere felt it. His debut project, Shiesty Season, hit platinum status, and suddenly 1017 was back in conversations it hadn't touched in years. Pooh wasn't just making songs, he was printing money, real money, and bringing momentum back to Gucci Mane's camp. Then October 2021 hit, and everything flipped. Pooh Shiesty got arrested and later sentenced to 5 years in federal prison on firearms conspiracy charges. For most artists, that's where the story ends. Buzz gone, fans move on, spotlight fades. But this time, different story. His fans stayed solid, streams kept climbing, and the hype around his return only grew stronger. During all of this, Gucci Mane was publicly saying he missed him, saying he couldn't wait for him to come home, saying 1017 was holding things down for their star. Gucci even went as far as cutting loose almost the entire roster, leaving just Pooh Shiesty and Fugiano standing under the 1017 banner. That move alone told the world who really mattered. But now, what we're finding out is that those public moves didn't line up with what was happening behind closed doors at all. Let's rewind to when everything looked flawless. When Pooh Shiesty first signed to 1017, it felt like a perfect hip-hop setup. Gucci Mane, the Atlanta trap legend, linking with a hungry Memphis street rapper who carried that same gritty energy people remembered from Gucci's early days. Pooh brought the rawness, the hunger, the streets, and Gucci brought the platform, the bag, and the industry doors. From day one, Pooh repped 1017 like it was tattooed on his chest. Every interview, every post, every track, it was 1017. Label man, Gucci the GOAT, Big 1017. He wore the chain proudly and spoke on Gucci like a mentor, like family. At least on the surface, the loyalty looked solid. And honestly, why wouldn't it? Before that deal, Pooh Shiesty was just another talented rapper out of Memphis grinding for a shot. After signing, he was touching major stages, landing features with big names, and watching his face pop up on billboards. The partnership looked like it was working perfectly. But here's the part most people missed. Even before prison entered the picture, cracks were already forming. Quiet tension, industry whispers. People close to the situation say there were early contract frustrations, feelings of being shorted, and pressure building behind the scenes. Nothing loud, nothing public. Just the kind of silent business friction that can turn ugly over time. And now, fast forward to 2025. Pooh Shiesty is finally walking free. The entire hip-hop world was watching closely, waiting on the comeback moment. Everyone had the same questions. Would Pooh Shiesty pick up right where he left off? Would 1017 Records roll out the red carpet? Would Gucci Mane show up with chains, bags, and a master plan to dominate the game again? But according to Pooh, the answer was none of that. Not even close. Not long after his release, Pooh Shiesty dropped a social media post that instantly lit the internet up. He said when he came home, no label stepped up, no rappers checked in, and no so-called friends really showed love. Just his family and his day ones. Now he didn't call anyone out by name, but let's be real. When you're signed to 1017 and you say, no label looked out, there's only one place people's minds are gonna go. That statement spoke louder than any name drop ever could. So what went wrong? People close to the situation say it all comes down to one thing: money. More specifically, contract talks. When Pooh went into prison, he was still operating under his original 1017 deal. But when he came home, that deal was up for renewal. And that's where everything shifted. He went in as a hot new artist with one big project. He came out as a certified star with a platinum album, a massive fan base, and more demand than ever. His value didn't just rise, it exploded. Any label executive with common sense would have adjusted the numbers. But word on the street says that didn't happen. Instead, the offers coming back were allegedly way below what Pooh was worth. We're talking numbers that didn't match the streams, the cultural pull, or the future earning power. It felt like he was being boxed into the same type of deal he signed as an unknown, even though he'd already proven himself. And Pooh Shiesty? He wasn't accepting that move at all. At this point, Pooh Shiesty knows his value. He's seen the streaming numbers, felt the fan support, and learned the business the hard way. He's not the same young artist just grateful for a deal anymore. So when Gucci Mane allegedly came back with low offers, Pooh pushed back hard. And that's when everything really started cracking. Since coming home, the signs have been loud through silence. Pooh hasn't mentioned 1017 records at all. No posts, no interviews, no freestyles, no chain in sight. For someone who once repped the label nonstop, that quiet speaks volumes. So what did Pooh say he got when he came home? According to him, nothing. No welcome home moment. No new jewelry. No car. No meaningful cash gesture. Just business as usual. Like he didn't just spend years locked up while his music continued generating revenue, and somehow it gets even heavier. There's another layer that made this situation deeply personal, and it involves Pooh's cousin, Big Scar. Big Scar was also signed to 1017 and was family in real life, not just music. In December 2022, he tragically passed away from an accidental overdose at just 22 years old. The loss hit Memphis hard. For Pooh, who was still incarcerated at the time, losing his cousin like that was devastating. But what allegedly happened after made things even worse. According to members of Big Scar's family, instead of support, the label's focus shifted to reclaiming the 1017 chain after his passing. Let that sink in. Family members later claimed they reached out for help with funeral arrangements, and instead of assistance, communication allegedly stopped. Big Scar's brother even went public online, accusing Gucci Mane of blocking them and saying he wasn't moving like a CEO who cared about his artists. For Pooh Shiesty, watching all of this unfold while he was locked up had to hit deep. This wasn't just label drama anymore. This was personal. This was about how Gucci Mane allegedly treated his blood, his cousin, his family. And that situation showed Pooh exactly who he was dealing with behind the scenes. That's when the line between business and personal completely disappeared. And here's where things get even more complicated. Even if Pooh wanted to reach out directly, even if he wanted a real sit-down, man-to-man conversation to clear the air, he couldn't. Why? Because according to multiple sources, Gucci Mane's wife, Keisha Kawar, controls all communication. Sources claim she manages his Instagram, screens his calls, and oversees who gets access to him. If you want to talk to Gucci, you allegedly have to go through her first. She sees the messages. She decides who gets through. Now, some people might say that's just a wife protecting her husband. And maybe that's true. But in the music business, that setup creates serious problems. Artists need direct access to their label head. They need private conversations about contracts, creativity, and real-life issues. When there's always a third party in the middle, especially one with their own interests, Walls go up fast. For Pooh Shiesty, that meant even if he wanted to handle things face-to-face with Gucci, he couldn't. Everything had to go through another gatekeeper. And judging by how this all played out, that route clearly wasn't leading anywhere productive. And here's the cold realization Pooh reportedly came to. There's nothing Gucci Mane can offer him now that he can't already do himself. Think about it. When Pooh first signed to 1017 Records, he needed the platform, the industry connections, and the infrastructure. Back then, Pooh Shiesty was an unknown name trying to break through. Gucci Mane gave him that first real shot. And for that, Pooh has always shown respect. That part of the story is real. But fast forward to now, and everything has changed. Pooh Shiesty has his own fan base, his own streaming power, his own brand recognition. He's already proven he can make hits, move units, and keep attention even while locked up. So the real question becomes, what does he actually need 1017 records for anymore? At this stage, distribution. And that's easy to get. Any major label can handle that, or he could even go independent with the right team behind him. Marketing? His name alone generates buzz. He doesn't need the 1017 machine to make noise. Artists want to work with Pooh because of who he is, not because of a label logo next to his name. That power dynamic has completely flipped. Pooh isn't the hungry kid trying to get on anymore. He's a proven star who did real time and came home with even more credibility. More respect, more demand. He's holding the cards now. So when contract renewal talks allegedly came back with low numbers, it sent a clear message. Either Gucci Mane doesn't understand how much Pooh's value has grown, or he doesn't care. And that right there explains everything. That's why Pooh is willing to walk away. That's why he's no longer repping 1017. That's why the relationship went cold. Because staying would have meant accepting less than what he's worth. And he's not built like that. Now the pressure flips to Gucci. If Pooh really goes public with this, how does Gucci respond? Does he defend himself? Does he throw shots back? Or does he try to smooth things over before it gets uglier? Because if this turns into full-blown public beef, it could seriously hurt 1017's reputation. What artist is lining up to sign after watching this play out? Who's trusting a label head that couldn't support his biggest star when he came home? The stakes couldn't be higher on both sides of this situation. For Pooh Shiesty, this is about respect and being paid what he's actually worth. For Gucci Mane, this cuts straight into legacy and the future of his label. But this story also exposes a much bigger issue in the music industry: the way labels treat artists, especially young artists who don't fully understand contracts when they first sign. When Pooh signed to 1017 Records, he was hungry. He needed the opportunity. He needed the door opened. Like most artists early on, he would have agreed to almost anything just to get a shot. That's how it usually starts. But as artists grow, as they learn the business, and as they finally see their real value, those early deals stop feeling like opportunities and start feeling like chains. The smart labels understand this. They renegotiate in good faith. They reward growth. They build long-term relationships based on respect, trust, and fair money. The labels that don't, they lose their best talent. And worse, they build reputations artists warn each other about. Right now, 1017 is dangerously close to becoming that kind of label. If Gucci can't fix this situation with Pooh, if he can't show that he values his artists beyond what they bring in on paper, then attracting top-tier talent going forward becomes a serious problem. And let's be honest, without Pooh, what does 1017 really have? Fujiano is still dealing with legal issues. Most other artists have either been dropped or walked away. Pooh Shiesty was the franchise player. If he leaves, what's left behind? This is a defining moment for Gucci Mane. He can either step up, make things right, and prove he's a label head who takes care of his people, or let this situation spiral out of control and watch the reputation he built over decades start to crack. When you step back and look at the full picture, it's clear the relationship between Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane has officially hit a breaking point. What once looked like a dream partnership has slowly rotted into resentment, silence, and broken trust. Pooh came home from prison expecting support from the label he helped build. Instead, he allegedly got low-ball contract offers, no public backing, and had to watch his cousin's family feel disrespected after Big Scar passed. That's not how you treat family. And it's definitely not how you treat your biggest star. Now, Pooh Shiesty is making it clear he's done playing along. He's not repping 1017 records anymore. No shoutouts, no chains, no loyalty talk. And when he says nobody looked out for him when he came home, that message hits hard. That kind of statement carries weight and consequences. So now the real question is, what happens next? Does this stay as quiet tension in the background, or does it spill into music, interviews, and public shots? Does Pooh address it directly on records? Does Gucci respond? And could this turn into hip-hop's next major fallout? One thing is already certain. The loyalty that once existed here is gone. And in hip-hop, once trust is broken like that, it almost never comes back. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Pooh Shiesty is justified in how he feels? Should Gucci Mane have done more to support him when he came home? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with someone who follows hip-hop drama, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what comes next. This story is far from over, and I'll see you on the next one.